What's going on, guys? Your boy Kyron John here, the six-figure food photographer, and today we're going to get into lighting this liquor bottle right here. I'm going to show you guys how to basically create this shot by doing a 2 to 3 light camera setup, all right, using, minimal gear. Obviously, it's not going to be the most expensive gear. One of my lights, one of my softbox, I lost the outer baffle. The other one I'm using, one of my older Godox square softboxes as well. We're going to use this 3-in-1 reflector that Philly has to basically create diffused light and create a gradient on the side of the bottle. All right, so stick around and I'm going to show you guys how we make this magic happen. In my previous video, I spoke to you guys about basically using a 1 camera setup, a 1 light setup, and we moved the light around. We're going to be doing some of that again today, but because we have multiple lights, it's going to be a little bit easier to basically just try to get a more of a cohesive shot in one go in the camera. So that's our goal today. Okay, so first step is, again, I mentioned this in the other video, is making sure that there is no ambient light affecting your shot. So obviously now the other video was nighttime, it's daytime. So remember, ambient light is basically the naturally occurring light inside of the room in which you are shooting, and that light can affect your photography. There's a difference when you're shooting with flash versus shooting with continuous light. With continuous light, you definitely have to make sure that you have enough light coming into the camera. So you have to have a lot more powerful lights to be able to shoot. And with that, you might have to have your aperture open a little bit more. Now, the difference is when you're using flash is that they're more of a they create more high powered light. So with your ambient light being cut off completely by upping your aperture, the more powerful the lights are, the more light output that is able to come through the camera's lens without, like there being enough room for ambient light to come in. You don't want the ambient light to basically affect your shot. So your best bet is to have your camera, if you have powerful enough lights, to start shooting around f9 to f11. Okay, that means minimal light from the outside is coming into your camera lens, but the downside is you're going to have to up the power coming out of your flash. But if you have powerful ones like Godox or Profoto and you were things of that sort, what are you doing? No. What are you doing? And if you have lights such as Profoto or Godox, newer things like that, you should be fine. Okay, so first step, we're gonna check on our ambient light. We're gonna make sure that there is no outside light coming into our camera. Let me open up my aperture a little bit more just to show you guys. Let's go. So on f2. All right, so this is what it looks like with very minimum light. You're seeing the light from my little light back there, and you're also seeing the sunlight coming into the image. Okay, so we're gonna up this to around, we're gonna start closing, let's start around f9. And you barely see anything, which is what you want. You want to be able to barely see anything. After we've dialed in our settings to make sure that there's no ambient light coming in, now we're gonna start by turning on one light at a time. Now, in my beginning stages, I used to turn on all the lights and try to figure out which one was firing, but you're gonna waste a lot of time with that. So we wanna be able to know what each light is doing, okay? So we have our naked light right here, our bare bulb light right here, there's a Godox V1. This has been the money maker. I know there's a lot more expensive lights out there. There's Profoto, and people swear on that. But at the end of the day, if it gets the job done, it gets the job done. Okay, once I get to the place where now we're making like multiple levels of 6 figures doing commercial photography, then I'll start looking into Profoto. But for now, Godox does the job. Okay, so we have our Godox, right? We have our Godox right now. And as you can see, I have my modeling light on. So let's take a shot. I want to show you guys what the shot will look like with a bare bulb, okay? And I want you guys to see the difference as we start to build the light. We have our light set to 1/32, okay? That's usually where I start, 1/32. Sorry, be careful. So 1/32. So as you can see, this has created it's actually not that bad. It's not that bad, but we're not going for a hard light look out the gate. You want this light to be soft. So as you can see, you can see a glare, you can see this hard light spectrum like right at the top of the bottle, and you see that hard light on the cup. We don't necessarily want that. We want a nice diffused image, okay? Be careful, baby. We're a nice diffused image. So we see what this looks like without any softbox. Let's put on a softbox now. So we're gonna put on this softbox. At some point we are going to use hard light, but that's because we're going to use that to create a glow in the bottle. But for now, we want everything to be soft lighting. How do we get soft lighting, guys? We do that by using diffusion material, okay? So you have different types of diffusion material. Obviously, you have a softbox, that's the most obvious. You have this diffusion paper that is pretty thin, but when you see, if you look at liquor bottles and you look at a lot of these shots when you're like, you know, at a liquor store, you see a nice gradient on the side of the bottle. That comes from diffusion material like this, or having a strip box, or having this 3-in-1 reflector as well, that basically softens up the light as it comes through it. You want soft light, and you get that by having your hard light spread light across this spectrum, and that creates diffusion across the bottle. We have our softbox on. First thing we want to do, again, is we're going to test the lighting. So to test the lighting, we are going to, remember, we're at 1/32 power right now. Okay, we're at 1/32 power, and I want to get a good idea of what this light is doing.
Like this?
All right, so as you can see right now, this is not bad. You start to see that gradient on the left-hand side of the bottle that I really like, but the image is too dark. So let's move up from 1/32 to 1/16. Okay, a little better. And you're even starting to see that nice gradient on the side of the cup as well. Nice. Okay, and now this is a little harsh. So the thing is, with soft light, the closer the softbox is, the closer the diffuser is to the item, the softer the light gets, right? And we want the light to be extremely soft. We want that gradient to be extremely nice and as perfect as possible. So I'm gonna bring this softbox a little closer. Now I wanna make sure that obviously it's not blocking, the camera's not blocking my view. I mean, the light's not blocking my view. I see it a little inside of here, but okay, let's take this shot. Boom, even softer. So let's A, B, A, B, A, B, okay? So you see that it's very, 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 a lot softer type of light that's coming through. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try something else now, right? I'm gonna put another set of diffusion in front of this. But there's one thing that we gotta be mindful of. The more diffusion that's in front of your light, the darker the light gets, okay? So we have to increase the light output from our flash, the more diffusion material that we put in here, because why? Basically, it's going through different levels of diffusion, and it starts to decrease. The lighting starts to decrease as you put more diffusion in front of the light. Okay, so I'm gonna put this in front of here. And again, I want this light to be as soft as possible, as soft as possible. So now, as you can see, with this here, it made the light even softer. Okay, I have this bigger 3-in-1 reflector right here. I mean, it's kind of getting in the way of my shot, so I'm gonna move it a little bit. All right, so I moved the reflector back a little bit just so it doesn't get in the way of the shot. Now let's take another shot right here. So like I said, I want the reflection to be as soft as possible. Nice. Okay, that gradient looks way better. Let's up the lighting a little tiny bit more. Nice. Nice. That's way better. Okay, that's way better. So now we want to be able to get light on the other side. Because like I said, we're just going to build this one thing at a time. The shape of the softbox is going to affect how it looks on the bottle, right? And that's why having something like this 3-in-1 reflector that's very good, or the diffusion material, having it right there allows the bottle to basically reflect what is being seen, right? And what the reflection on the bottle is seeing is the shape of the softbox. So me having this octagonal softbox, you're gonna see that shape, and I don't really necessarily want that. And obviously strip boxes would be better set for things like this, because you get that long, nice light. But having something like this 3-in-1 reflector or having the rectangular diffusion material will help. So I'm going to ignore this one right here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this bottle to the other side. Because remember, like I said, we're going to composite these images in Photoshop to create one cohesive image. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing that we did on this side. And we're going to repeat the same thing on the other side. We're going to move this to the other side. Okay. And we are going to take a shot without the 3-in-1 reflector on it. You get a nice light on the side. It's just too harsh. So we're gonna put the 3-in-1 reflector back here. Again, boom. We're gonna take another shot. I gotta bring it back a little bit because I can see the reflector in the shot. Okay, bring it back a little. Nice. Create a nice gradient on the side of the bottle. Okay. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start just moving the light around a little bit more. So I want to create a kind of like more of a gradient on like the back side of the bottle before we start getting into using the singular light to start to get a getting a glow in the back of the bottle. So I'm going to do this one more time. Just wanted to spread the light back a little bit more. Okay, there you go. I love that. And I'm even starting to see a nice little glow on the background, but we're gonna handle that as well. I want you guys to see how we can get that glow in the background as well. And we're gonna handle that in just a second. Now, what I do want to do is I want to light the front of the bottle, because as you can see, based off of like all the shots that we took, the front of the bottle still isn't necessarily the cleanest. Okay, so let me take off this other flash right here. What we're gonna do is we're gonna put on a timer. I'm gonna put on 10 seconds. Boom. Okay, that's kind of bright. It's kind of bright, but actually that's kind of perfectly what I wanted as well, because we're going to. That's what happened. I got to turn this one on. Sorry, the other light was on, so it was creating a double light. But either way, I kind of got like I wanted the front of the bottle to be lit. I kind of got it in one shot, but I just want to show you guys what it looks like where I'm just doing it with this one light. Not bad. Okay. Let's up the power. I feel like it's a little too harsh. Let's dial it back a little. I'm gonna bring it up to 1/32. It was just over 1/4. I'm bringing it to 1/32. There you go. Okay, I got that front of the bottle lit. I know based off of the first image, you're like, okay, how did we get the glow in the bottle? Because all the shots that we're doing, you're not seeing any glow in the bottle. There's multiple tricks to be able to do that. There are people who kind of get aluminum foil paper, and they'll basically put something in the back, like a gold foil paper. They'll put it in the back of the bottle. They'll cut it out to the shape of the bottle. And basically that allows that light to reflect the aluminum in the back of the paper back into the bottle. But right now we're going to use it. We're going to do a trick to be able to get that done. And we're going to use this bare bulb. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the light behind the bottle. All right. And we're going to use it to make a glow. So we're going to take a few of these shots. Make sure this is on. There you go. All right. So we're going to take a few multiple shots. Just get a test shot real quick. Ooh, that's obviously overkill. That's obviously overkill. So let's start the light over 1/64. We don't want it to be that bright because that's just overkill. I want it to be a nice glow. I don't want it to look like the bottle's on fire. Nice. Okay, that's actually not that bad. Let's bring it over 1/28 real quick. Over 128. Nice. Okay, so now we could bring it down a little. You bring it down a little. Brought it back to 1/64. Nice. You get like a nice little glow in the bottle. But the only thing for me right now, what I'm probably going to do with Photoshop for the sake that the cup is getting hit with that white light, is I'll probably just copy the glow. So I'm going to go around and just like do some extra shots around the bottle to get some rim lights. I want to get some separation on the background. I want to separate the bottle in Photoshop from the background. And so I want to create a rim light. So that's what I'm basically going around doing right now. (1/64). Let's bring this down a little bit more. I'm going to use this diffusion material to kind of get like a softer type of rim light. But I might have to up the power a little bit more. Not bad, not bad. I can see that I'm seeing a little bit of the light. I'm seeing a light flare. Nice, that's a nice one. Let's do it again on the side. So having the reflector, I'm basically spreading the light right now, guys. Basically spreading that light out and just creating a line of rim light around the back of the bottle. Nice. Nice. You see that nice glow right there? It's a nice glow. You light the top of the bottle. And we want to get as much light as possible, as many different clips that we can put together in Photoshop to really make this bottle look fancy. Okay? One more shot. All right, let's see what that's looking like. Nice. All right, and I'm going to try one more of my hand again, just glow inside the cup. Interesting look. Okay. I don't want it to be overkill. I don't want the glass to look like there's just like a whole beam of light coming through it. What I might do in Photoshop is just take the glow part from some of these shots and just, put it into the bottle, into the cup. All right, so now next is lighting up the background. So we're gonna put this on the floor. No. We'll have to turn down the power a little bit more. Because again, it's the same thing. We just want a nice little glow on the back. We don't want anything too crazy. I don't want the whole background to just be lit up. I just want a nice glow back there. A gradient. Yeah, there you go. Something like that. Let's up the power a little more. This is not bad. This is not bad. I might use this, but I just want to show you guys as it gets brighter what it looks like. Yeah, this is overkill. So yeah, we're going to stop. We're going to probably use the one where it was around like f1/16. All right. So we have that. We have that background. And now I kind of want to do something a little interesting. So I have basically this paper, this material right here that would be considered a go-between, a gobo. And I'm going to reflect some of the light. I'm going to use it to create this window-ish type of feel on the background to just make this look a little bit more cool. Okay. All right. So let's dial this back. Okay. This is 1/2. It's definitely going to be too bright. Let's put the timer back on. 1/10. And let's bring this back to 1/16. 1/16.
Not close.
Let's see. I'm going to do it right here in front of the bottle as well to see what I get. Oh, this is kind of cool. I kind of like that. Okay. It kind of created like a focused beam of light on the bottle, but I really want this to be on the background.
But I saw.
So all right, watch out, baby. Watch out. I want you to. All right, so you start to see like the window shape on the background. Let's turn the power of Don't Touch It, movie.
Daddy.
Too nice. All right, one more time. Bring it up a little bit just to the light. There you go. So you have that window-ish type of feel on the back of the bottle. I might do it one more time. I just like the way the light hit the front part of the bottle, created like almost like a triangular type of light. Let's try this one more time right here. We'll do this right here. I'm gonna kind of turn it like this. Let's see what I get on the bottle. I might or might not use this in Photoshop, okay?
So, yeah.
It's kind of cool. I might actually use this. All right. So that was all the steps to light this bottle. You clearly see it was a process. But we're gonna jump into Photoshop now. I'm gonna composite all these images together, and you guys will get the final image that you see right here.